It says we're live, Dr. Kimberly.
What?
Come on, y'all, it's time.
Come on, let's go, let's go, let's do it.
Rolling on the road
With the doc,
rolling on the road
with Dave,
rolling on the road
with the doc.
100 shades of diversibility with Dave and Dr. Parity.
All right, that was cool. Yeah,
Hey,
that was
all
nice.
Yes. You know what? I did this whole big thing with the a year in the review of 2023. And the one thing that I did not put on that I'm the most excited about is that we have a theme song.
Well, that goes without saying because it's sung. So,
Well,
holy mackerel, it is the 9th of January, 2024. Gosh, do you remember when 2020 or 2000, Y2K, the world was going to end, computers were going to shut down?
Oh, I wish you could have seen all of the stuff that was at my house.
You guys were ready for the apocalypse?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a highlight of 2023, but of past years. One of our favorite signs, people, zombies. Zombie.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't forget about the zombie moose.
Zombie moose, zombie deer. So, so 2023, like too many years flew by, but a lot of cool stuff happened here on Rolling on the Road and in between. So,
I kindly put together a timeline of some things kind of highlighted.
Nice.
And you're better at it than I am, so I sent it to you.
I know you did, and so let me pop it up here, and we'll see what happens. Let's hope it.
Well, one of the things
I thought
that it was really cool was we have so much behind the scenes footage that just kind of never made it out. See, this is where membership would really work out well because they would have gotten it throughout the year. And they just would have kind of laughed at,
Yep.
Some of Dave and Kim's faux pas, just.
Well, it's that thing we talk about and we laughed last week, we need a, how to say it? We need our production staff.
That's on our to-do list for 2024. When I looked at those numbers, I said, "Oh my gosh!" And we didn't even have a staff.
We're gonna do the share screen here, and I just tried to share screen like a full slideshow, but it
goes.
Messed up at my computer, and so these are the upcoming slides, which I shrunk so no one can read those, but we'll be able to go through the year in review as we click through. And I have the videos. Well, I'm going to say I have the videos loaded. We'll see if my loading actually works, but I do have the videos you sent along as well. So folks, we have a full multimedia presentation, and we have D is checking in from the D. She says, "What's up, Dope?" Was that a "What's up, Doc"? So thank you, D.
It's a Detroit thing where they use, they know you're from Detroit. You got to say the dough.
Dough.
Yeah. I think it's just a Detroit thing. But we had so much stuff that just kind of happened. What I love about this one, that it was by invitation only. And when we go to the next page, you'll see you had your badge and they check your name off. So they had all kinds of security. Yeah, there's the badge. We're doing a shameless plug to Creative Mobility. I thought that was a really nice ride that we got. That was a 2023.
Nice.
Yes. And we got gifts. So of course you got the wonderful brochure. That was beautiful. And you got the hat and a mug. But those are, only those folks who got to come, and you had your little tag that said reserved.
Nice.
Like, what? And I just have to tell Dave, thank you again for loaning me his card. And then actually, after he loaned it, he just went and got me one, got my own. So now they just call me from the governor's office.
Well, was that 2018?
Yeah,
When the
that was
governor first, no, it would have been 2019 when she took office.
Yeah, it was 18. It was 18 going into 19. So there were things that we had discussions in 2018
Yep.
of what was going to happen for 2019. And so 15 days into office.
Yeah, you were on stage with her talking about the mobility, Michigan Mobility Challenge.
That $8 million grant that, by the time she came in, there was like 4.7 million left.
Yep.
Gave it away together. All righty.
Cool. Are we ready to slide forward?
I think so.
Oh, there's some more. Congratulations to Winnie Brinks, who is a huge friend of the show and of Dr. Kimberly, myself, and Disability Advocates. That's the Speaker of the House. Speaking of the Big D, that is the Speaker of the House who is from Detroit City, Speaker Tate. And so he is, I'm forgetting his first name. Do you remember his first name?
I don't. Everything just kind of was like, you're just so excited because both of them are the first.
Joe Tate. Folks,
Yeah.
If you need your citizen's guide to government, state government in Michigan, let us know and we'll mail you one, or you can get a hold of your legislator and find one. But this just has everybody's name, address, emails. We get, you got to know the players. You need a program. And
Sure
so
do.
this is Winnie and Speaker Tate. Winnie is the Senate Majority Leader. That's why she got to speak that day. First woman Senate Majority Leader. First Senate Majority Leader from West Michigan in a long time. And so, and first Democrat in 40 years. We say that as a statement of fact, not endorsement during our show, because of course, Rolling on the Road is nonpartisan.
We definitely are.
After 5 o'clock, we have our opinions, but before 5 o'clock, we're
and
equal
if we're still
opportunity
talking after
harassers.
5, if we're live still after 5, we're still before 5.
We're still before 5. 5 o'clock is a figurative time, not actual time. If we're on the clock, we're rolling on the road. But
because we don't want anybody to hold us to that.
Oh, we went to the sad one. How come the sad one was so early, Dr. Kimberly?
To get it out of the way.
Let's get it out of the way. I mean, folks, we talked about these.
They died early on. Everybody, they died within the first 6 months of 2023.
Yeah. So, Stan was a regular contributor to Rolling on the Road because he would be just down the hall.
We're in the middle of a deep conversation. Hey, tell my husband-in-law I said, hey.
So, and then Chris Smith is the cat in the middle. Chris, longtime co-conspirator here at Disability Advocates, and he started a group called DisArt, and Dr. Kimberly has been directly engaged with DisArt in there.
There's my DisArt piece. Can you guys see
it? The DisArt fashion show, number 2 at the Meyer Gardens. Actually, number 3. The first one was at Kendall.
Yes.
That funny story was that it was at Kendall in their big conference room, which really isn't that big, and stage there in their downtown campus. And of course, I know this is going to come as a big surprise to you, Dr. Kimberly. I was running late, and
Oh, really?
yeah, Melissa was with me, and so I just figured, like how many people are going to be at this event? I'm hopefully I can just kind of sneak into a half-filled room.
Yeah, you got surprised, didn't you?
The room was just overflowing beyond capacity. Nobody asked the fire marshal if it was legal because it wouldn't have been. We sat on the floor in the back. It was just an awesome first one. The second one was the big old one on the ramp on Rumsey
Yes.
Street. So that I'm sure is still out
I
there,
think that
folks.
was like 100-foot ramp. And then at this time at Frederick Meyer Garden, I think it was on
Yep.
200 feet.
Yeah, I mean
Which
that was huge as well. That was number 3. I think 3 strikes and they were out for fashion
that was
shows,
it.
right?
Hmm. And of
So
course, it was all in the family. Noah pushed me up on that big roller coaster.
yeah, that was another great show, fashion show. So and then Chris was doing other stuff, around the country. Jill Vinn, co-executive director at Disart, um, and they've done other stuff with Art Prize. They were part of this year's Art Prize. They had a smaller installation down in Hartside Park. So Chris's legacy continues. Um, and then not to make judgments, but a international star, even bigger than Dr. Kimberly, is Judy Heumann. She is called the mother of the independent living movement. Ed
Absolutely.
Roberts gets credit as father, but the two of them, they were actually on different coasts when they were growing up. Ed was in California, Judy was in New York City, but just she's the main character, if we call that character focus, of Crip Camp.
Which you can find on Netflix. And yep, we plugged them. Mhm.
Exactly. Watch Crip Camp just to learn that. And then, the huge intersectionality of disability and race, because the,
The
um,
Obamas,
what's that?
the Obamas.
Well, well, the Obamas as producers, absolutely. But then the
Mhm.
story when Crip Camp, where these, students got together, but then in San Francisco, where the office at that time, it was called HEW, Health, Education, and Welfare, were all
Mhm.
rolled into one in DC, and they took over the HEW offices, the regional offices in San Francisco, and so because the HEW wouldn't release the regulations, because folks, it's way more complicated than they show you on TV. Is like you pass a law and it's like, yay, we won, but you pass a law that says people recipients of federal financial assistance shall not discriminate based on disability. And that's Section 504 of the Rehab Act. And you hear people say Section 504, but that little phrase of Section 504 has pages of
And
regulations.
oh my God.
And then there's implementation documentation within each department to
Yep.
implement the regulations, because what does it mean to be federal financial assistance and who's really in charge? And if you don't have the regulations, the law doesn't go into effect. So let me finish this story. Judy and a bunch of other folks took over the HEW offices in San Francisco. And the reason why they were able to survive there for like 48 days, the longest ever occupied
That
federal
was
office.
the Black Panthers.
Black Panthers, folks.
Yes.
Huge. And, the Black Panthers get really bad press because other people control the narrative. The Black Panthers were all about, helping folks move forward in life.
Yes.
Not to digress too far, but, I'm not going to digress there today. So, but the Black Panthers were huge, supporting the community, equity, and
inclusion.
And they said, of course, we're going to help you, occupy this federal building.
They
And they
fed
did.
them, they clothed them,
Yep.
they made sure they had fresh water, that they could take a bath, so they could bathe and all that other
Yep.
kind of stuff. They brought bedding for them, changes of clothes. It was awesome to just see it. I mean, you only get a snippet of it, but if you go back and you research it and you see that they
Well,
had just an integral part.
well, in one of the other key key figures of the occupied or occupation was an African American guy who's blind, and he was just on a
Yes,
panel at the Other Indian Belonging Institute out in Berkeley, and the panel discussion just a month or so ago was on the intersectionality of race and disability, and so he was reminiscing some of from 1978, but then also um, uh, you know how little and how far we've gone forward in knocking out the disparities based on disability, disparities based on race, and the disparities based on those two being comboed. So we lost some champions, but we're still working together. Roll it.
roll it.
Oops, wrong roll. Here we go. Here we go. Our third anniversary.
Yeah,
Wow.
last year we did year
That
3.
means
So
we're on our way to number 4.
we're on year 4 now, guys.
That's that's a cool milestone.
It is.
Oh, top viewers became the host. Wander through this awesome crew. We see one. We've already referred to her today, all the
That's
way on the
D.
right. D.
And then Tracy, well, she's in the D is in the Detroit. And then we have Tracy Walls, who's a veteran, Army veteran. She's in Faulkner, Maryland. Then we have um, Autumn, who is a veteran. We have Shayna, who is in Bel Air, Maryland. And then we have Taz, who is an Army veteran as well.
Yep. And Taz was a veteran apprentice here and great friend of disability advocates and supporter partner. And we know you would be D too, but the commute is too far from Detroit for you to get here. So these, top viewers were hostess. Roll.
So we got to think of something cool for year 4.
Uh-oh. A photo shoot. Did this ever come? Who's that guy with short hair behind you?
I think somebody might have just gotten a haircut for cancer.
Exactly.
The Rotary
The
Club.
Rotary fundraiser. But there's
but you got to tell the look in this picture. So the behind the scenes on this one, we were at the museum. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all laugh too, but every time I think about it, it's funny. So was it an Amish family?
oh, right. They were. I forgot about them.
See? Oh, he gonna laugh now too. I think we can get the story out. So the look is I see them come out and I thought, oh, that is so nice. They got
Now,
people.
folks who are not in Grand Rapids, our public museum it's called Gaslight Village, and you go down this hallway and it's a replica of like what downtown Grand Rapids looked like in 1880. The first little station is there used to be the Grand Rapids Indiana Railroad, and so there's like an old-timey railroad ticket window. So it is an authentic setup of downtown GR 1880.
So this whole family comes out dressed in period clothing, And I just thought, oh, that is such a nice touch. I said, they got people walking around in period clothing. And then Dave looks at me and says, Dr. Kimberly. I was like, what? They're real. I said, real what? People, I mean, like, he goes, no, that's not period costume.
It was an Amish family from up north, folks. We have a lot of Amish folks here, north of Grand Rapids, south of Grand Rapids, you know, all over the country. They're great Americans, and they enjoy going to the museum and checking out the old-timey stuff, which they have for real at home today. So that was the museum, and it was interesting because we had like an hour or so scheduled at the museum, and then you can see the picture, and we'll get some more zoomed in of Rosa Parks Circle. But the photographers, these two wildcats from St. Louis, this was a photo shoot for Travel Michigan and Experience Grand Rapids, and showing, you know, people with disabilities hanging out at these destination things here in Grand Rapids. And I don't know, it was like 10 or 15 minutes. And they're like, you know, we were just having fun. And they just wanted to take pictures of people having fun. And they're like, all right, we're done. And we're like, well, we got a whole hour. And they're like, oh, we're good. We got it. You guys were fantastic. So we got to go. And of course, then the fun part was going over the Pearl Street Bridge in the kind of shoveled sidewalk. Remember that, Dr. Kimberly?
Oh my gosh. That was crazy.
That was crazy. And we, yeah, we'll just say you live to tell the tale.
Yeah, I made it through. Yeah. I guess that's all we can say, is that we made it through.
Awesome.
But there's some wonderful video once we get through all this.
Do you want to try one of those videos now?
Yep. Tracy says, good afternoon, family. And Maddie, who is down in, where does Maddie live? Arkansas. So we say, Hater.
Uh-oh.
No, didn't work.
Well, it works when it's tiny, but when I make it large. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. It's working. So here we go, folks.
All right.
Be amazed. And of course, it starts with laughter.
I don't see it on the thing to share.
Oh, here it comes. Boom.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay. Yep, got it.
We're trying to get it. Here we go. Come on, StreamYard. You were just rolling for me.
Oh, you got to hit the little right there. There you go.
Yeah, so we're rolling live.
Michael's getting drugged.
Yeah, so this is Dr. Kimberly and Dave, and we're rolling on ice.
Here we go.
Oh my God.
Building speed.
Yeah, so we're rolling.
So there's the first one, folks.
Oh.
And then here comes number 2. Oh, I'm sorry, people. If we had a crew, I wouldn't have to start laughing before you get to see it. So
it brings back memories.
Oh, are we ready?
Yes.
They need the fancy photos for this.
It was so beautiful down there.
Oh, Dr. Kimberly, this is like, Michael, you can learn Dr. Kimberly after 40 miles an hour.
Woo-hoo. And we're really rolling, guys. We're rolling through it.
You want to go fast?
That was, and Michael, who's one of my coworkers, not to say the reason I was late today, but the reason I was late, he and I were catching up on some things. Here comes Michael right now. So all right, we just need a technical crew. Here it comes,
We
folks,
do.
but it's going to be worth the wait. There's Kimberly and Michael. Michael, who has some hockey abilities.
Who says you can't ice skate in a wheelchair?
Oh, it's folks, and it's open now. If you're in Grand Rapids, you can wander down to Rosa Park Circle and do some skating.
Listen to you. Oh, look at
there's the photographer
on the ice.
He's a professional, laying on the ice to see these cool
they wouldn't
cats
have got that
coming
shot.
through. That's my great laughter in the background. Oh, well, will we see one of my favorite? Oh, there it is, the purple tree. And then last but not least, we stopped sharing that. Okay, here comes the picture of, we go back inside. So this is kind of in reverse order, folks. Last video.
Do we have Aiden?
Oh, forgot. We got Aiden. Here we go. Are we sharing?
Yep. Oh, this was funny.
Okay. All right.
That Kim was Kim Davey, who's our accessibility manager here. So when do we want to do Aiden's?
What is it? What did Dee say? She said she needs a crew too.
She can do live shots during the broadcast, but that's it. All right, we're gonna, folks, it's 2024. We're gonna work on that crew. We have a new social media person starting here at Disability Advocates soon, and I think she's going to help us.
Sounds good to me.
She doesn't know it yet, so don't tell her. But anyways.
And let's do Aiden.
Okay.
So this Aiden. This video got over 1,600 views on Facebook.
Here we go.
There he is.
Who is this?
Hello. And you are rolling on the road with Aiden Walton. How you doing? Hey. Okay, and what are we doing today? What's today's? Today it is all about Aiden. No. All about
it's those
Aiden.
dimples for me. Hey, buddy.
Yes. And we're rolling on the road.
Nice.
Thank you for tuning in. You say thank you?
Excellent. That's the audio visual portion of today's show, folks. And then back to the PowerPoint. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Boom. Add. So we did this one.
And then here's our top 3 show topics.
The intersectionality of disability and the church, developing, using, and maintaining inner strength, and the gift of life shows. Oh, and our furthest guest was
Oh, the
reading.
gift. Oh, those are the 3. Oh, that's right. I forgot how those rolled together. That the developing and maintaining inner strength, that was a whole series.
Yep.
And
So
then
the intersectionality of disability in the church, I think that was like a 6-part series. And then developing, using, and maintaining inner strength. That started in May and went all the way through to the end of the year, really, because it just kept getting tied into everything. Because then it moved into using your inner strength to be a organ and tissue donor.
Yep. So yeah, so we these are all archived, right, Dr. Kimberly? How does somebody watch these?
Go to 100 Shades of Diversibility on YouTube, and all the videos are there.
All right.
Or you can wait until Monday, Wednesdays, and Tuesdays, I believe, on GRTV 25. A lot of people see them on GRTV 25. This was so exciting for us because this was the furthest guest that we've had, and that was Rita Ofili from Nigeria. She picked one of our, I think we had 10 on how to build your inner strength, and she liked number 4 was not allowing others' ignorance to penetrate your inner strength.
Yeah. And again, folks, it shows our international reach, and it shows that, what we're talking about resonates around the planet.
It really does.
And
drum roll, please. Then we go into our audience.
Go.
Look at there. We have just a little bit more men that watch us than women do.
That is wacky. Our commenters, this is viewers, not commenters, because our commenters are predominantly gals. So, and then here's countries.
Our top countries. Look at that, guys. Of course, United States is number 1. Nigeria is number 2. India is number 3. They've got some high numbers there. Nigeria is what, 112%?
Wow.
Is that what that says? Yeah.
112 views in Nigeria. Are these viewers?
It's percentage.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that does work that way. That is nice. And then our top cities. Look at there. New York has been a top city for a long time.
And okay, D, I got to call you out. D, how can the big D be behind Lagos? So you need to get some of your family, friends, and neighbors to watch, D. We'll get you guest hosting. And we got to grow our big D numbers. Nothing against Lagos, like Nigeria. I'm not saying that.
Well, look at that. Nigeria is number 2 for Lagos is number 2 for top cities.
Huh. Well, and then Bangladesh is in the top 10. Well, and there's Ghana.
Yep.
So cool stuff. And then, what? What does this mean?
That means when we first started, we had a reach of 49,000. That was in 2020. And we had only been on for 6 months and reached almost 50,000 people. And now we would more than tripled that, quadrupled it in 3 years.
Wow.
Yep.
We got the viewers, and then now, well, here's Tracy checking in. Yeah, folks, we're going to keep growing the audience with your help and with your continued participation. And the last slide, here's what's happening.
And now Instagram has been added to the platform. But the only thing about they have for Instagram, you can play it on there, but they won't allow people to comment, and you can't get their comments. So I don't know if it's really worth it, but at least maybe we'll do it just so that people can say, "Oh wow," and then we can direct them over to YouTube or to 100 Shades or Rolling on the Road, where they can actually make a comment and it shows up.
Right, because I see the comments when I'm looking at it at the StreamYard log. D is commenting from Facebook, and then Tracy commented from the YouTube. There's like a little icon next to their faces, their images.
Yep.
So, and every once in a while we get somebody live. There's Tracy. Hey, Tracy. We get somebody who's live on LinkedIn. Say? So Tracy said, that's a great question. She's a large supporter, but she has to say that Nigeria's her biggest viewers as well. So a lot of folks in Nigeria checking it out.
Yay.
So are we good?
I believe so.
That's the end of the PowerPoint that Dr. Kimberly put together. So Dr. Kimberly can put the PowerPoints together. She has those skills, but we still need that back of the office technical support. So yeah, 2023, a great year, great impact, getting the message out there, people listening, responding, hanging out with us. And then, yeah, it's good. And we're building speed into 24 because last week's show, somewhere around here, and Dr. Kimberly can do a test to this. I got nothing but paper in this room. And
oh my gosh.
Ooh. Hey. And I wrote down, let me see if it, let me check one place. I did. That, last week's show, we kicked off 2024 with Claire from Gilda's Club, Grand Rapids, yep. And Dee talked about Gilda's Club in Royal Oak and on the east side of Grand Rapids and other cancer support centers. That's their umbrella organization. But then I was just writing some other opportunities in our upcoming shows.
Well, so, we do have to go and do a delivery because we do have some pieces for the pantry that need to be taken over. And one major thing that happened is that Shayna's dad had just been diagnosed with cancer, and they do not have a Gilda's Club there. And so she's going to do Gilda's Club remotely via Zoom from Maryland to Michigan. So I just thought that was so awesome.
Yeah. And then as Claire was inviting hers, that it's opportunities to, the more she learns about it, the more she can tell her dad. I don't know the man, but he might be of that generation that us guys don't like getting help. And so that, hopefully he avails himself of the help that a Gilda's Club has to offer. And because, I don't know how many bad adages I have up with my dime store psychology, but it's, if you don't deal with it, you will, it's going to come out, folks. It either comes out like in a support group, or do you take it out on your family and friends? And so it's real. I'm fine. fine stands for something in the AA world. Imagine what the F is. And then it's
Ooh.
insecure, neurotic, and emotional. So when somebody says, I'm fine, it's like, yeah, you're really not. So, so anyways, yeah, I mean, that's back to our episode on inner strength, or episodes, plural. How are you, finding that inner strength? And a huge way to find inner strength is to ask for help. It sounds like an oxymoron, but it's true.
So true.
It's true. So yeah, Dee threw another comment in there. Gilda's Club is so awesome support. Do more in 2024. So we will. As Dr. Kimberly was alluding to, and I was talking over her, we're going to be doing some photo shoots out there as she delivers stuff that she continues to collect. So head to one of the pages for the show, see how you can support what Dr. Kimberly's organizing in support of Gilda's Club.
So we want to tell you guys thank you so much, and seeing how you have helped to grow us and all the things that we were able to do this year. And we definitely look forward to doing more. That was what I sent out to everybody for this 2024. And I see that people are kind of saying it and using it. And I appreciate that. So that means that people are kind of like paying attention to something that I'm actually saying. Am I laughing? So what I had sent out was, may your insight be greater than your hindsight so that you can move forward and do more in 2024.
Awesomeness.
Yeah.
It's 2024, folks. We were laughing earlier in the show. Dr. Kimberly and I are of the age that we remember 2000 rolling, and when the calendar said 2000, and then everybody was like, well, we have to have a 2020 plan because that's 20 years in the future. Now even a 2030 plan is not that far in the future. So
it's only 6 years away.
I know. So 2030, and then people are talking about, we got to do this by 2050, the whole global warming thing. As we transition away from fossil fuels and all this other fun stuff, and continue to build community, because it doesn't matter if we can go 100 miles an hour if we're having fun down on the ice at Rosa Parks and other places. I don't have windows here. It's a snowy, weird weather day here
It really is. It's like there was nothing, and then all of a sudden it just was blustery, and now it's true. Just stop.
All right. It's a wacky, folks. It's Michigan in the wintertime. We hope we get some snow, because those people who do ski resorts for a living, they need snow. Yeah. Have you ever thought of skiing, Dr. Kimberly?
Yes. You know who has a group or takes you out there if you're in a wheelchair is Steve Whitten.
John Whitten.
John Whitten, that's his name, John Whitten.
Yep, Adaptive Sports. They have at Cannonsburg Ski Resort here in Greater Grand Rapids, out on 5 Mile Road, just by the village of Cannonsburg in the township of Cannon. We have a skiing hill, and so, folks, that would be an opportunity to see Dr. Kimberly live going down the ski slopes. Real quick, I went skiing for the first time in the winter of 1985, and I probably have only skied a half a dozen times since. But myself and a buddy, we were on the Bunny Hill, and it was unfortunately a rainy day, and so it was weird skiing conditions, especially to learn on. And we would fall over, and we would lose our gloves and our hats kind of on the way down the Bunny Hill. And this little girl, who's probably now, 40 years old, but this little girl would kind of like ski behind us, pick up our stuff, and then like drop it off like 3, 4, within reach, but she wouldn't like give it to us. She would just drop it off and like chuckle and ski on. So that keeps my, wounded, fragile ego. But Dr. Kimberly, we got Dee saying she's going to join you. So I'm going to get a hold of John. We're going to have live show on the slopes.
And that's part of what we're doing more in 2024. We're going to get out there and do some on the road.
Doing more in 2024. I saw some cool stuff on the internet. We'll have to get Pastor Gaddy back in because I saw you cool cats are doing some cool stuff at Pilgrim
Oh
Rest.
my God.
Uh-oh.
And
Uh-oh.
I got a chance to see Susan Samples.
Nice.
And for those of you who don't, she is the investigative reporter for, what did she say? That sounds like a fun show. Shh. Shayna, do not encourage all of this shenanigans. Not.
No, encourage the shenanigans. We need more shenanigans in 24. But anyway,
Yeah.
Susan Samples.
Yes. So she's going to be participating and 100 Shades is going to participate, and we're going to help them to do, podcasts and tell their stories. And it's just
Nice.
we're really going to grow and expand. We're going to definitely do more in 2024.
As they say out in the internet land, like, subscribe, and share what you see. Because again, we're just throwing it out there, and what other people like to say is, take what you like and leave the rest. You find a nugget and or an anti-nugget sometimes, yeah.
I let's see. There's a show that we did. This was our highest one, and I can you gotta go, if you go to YouTube and you put in, I think we do come up, let's see, interview IN. Look at me, I can't even spell INTER. Okay, interview with Richard Smallwood. 1, 2, 3. I come up like number 4 or 5. I'm still at the top. And
Right.
do you know that video now has 7,689 views?
It is, again, folks, we're just putting this simple, fun, shenanigan-filled hour that gets heavy, deep, and real occasionally. And but part of it is, I'm going to quote one of my former spiritual directors who liked to say, life is too serious to be taken seriously. And so we don't take life seriously because we know it's a serious matter.
She said, Shayna. Oh, yes. See, this is
and then we're helping entrepreneurs with disabilities.
Yes, and that's the other thing that we do.
We are helping everybody we can. And, Dr. Kimberly with 100 Shades, Disability Advocates, you see somewhere down there's our website. Get a hold of us if you're in the area. If not, we'll connect you to the Center for Independent Living in your area. There's 400 plus of us around the country. We've done that tour in previous years around Michigan, around the country, talking with folks about, again, how do we help people live independent, safe lives, connected in the community. Life's too short.
Wow.
Life's too short not to go glamping. That's another.
Are you serious?
We've got to get.
Y'all hear that? Dave came for me. So you guys got to know.
We need to have somewhere like this list. We put these things together, the challenges, because I know you're Navy, but have you ever jumped out of an airplane? I don't want to. I'm not doing it, folks. No.
I have jumped off the side of a ship in the middle of the ocean, and there were dolphins in the middle of the water. Yes, I've done that.
Well, that is awesome sauce. And so we need to have this challenge list. So we've got adaptive skiing, glamping.
Oh, Lord. He's just going to make me do it all. Okay. I think
it's called rolling on the road.
Look, isn't our time up? Don't you have a post?
Shane is saying amen. We've got some good ideas.
Well, Shayna needs to come And when she's talking, I agree. Ah,
Oh, good, good, good. So, yeah, folks. Well, keep having fun. You know, time's rolling here to the end today, but we're gonna have again. The momentum keeps building. You know,
it does.
I'm gonna keep reminiscing. You know, I'm gonna sound like the old coot in a rocking chair. Cut me off when you need to, but I just remember sitting in my living room. You know, it was April, end of April, COVID times, and my wife's doing all this stuff with Gilda's online. I'm like, Dr. Kimberly, we have to do something. And Dr. Kimberly said, all right, let's do it. And
And I said, well, I'm going to go live because I had called the director for the Centers for Independent Living for the state of Michigan. And I said, what are you guys doing? And I said, how are you going to get in touch with the people? And like, how many people are included? And she says, well, if they were not on our list before COVID, they're not on our list
yep.
now.
Oh my
And I said,
goodness.
what? And that list was about that big.
Yeah. We're not the be all and end all. We help navigate people to different resources, but we're not a one-stop shop. You know, like we don't provide housing, we help people get to housing. We don't provide healthcare, we help people access healthcare. And so, like, how are you on our list or not? And then with the COVID, golly jeepers. Now I'm really sounding like the old coot in a rocking chair next to a fireplace. That the stories that, reaching out, we'd had Adam London and Pat Draper,
Oh, we
Dr.
had so
Borey
many
from the health
people.
department talking about COVID and how do you get those resources. So anyways, folks, we're only beginning. Keep the rolling happening. And that's all I got today.
Yeah, I think we gave them a whole lot. We gave them a whole lot, and we thank you. I mean, that number, we're almost at 200,000, folks that we are reaching. I mean, just our one campaign for Gift of Life, that was over 5,000 people, and 1,000 folks became new donors. So I think that we're really, I know for a fact that we're making a difference, and we definitely can do more, in 2024. And this is an awesome way to use this platform to be able to reach the masses. And not only are we doing it, in our city, in our state, but we're in all 50 states. And look at there, you guys see some of our top viewers are in other cities and countries. And we've got folks now in other countries that are asking, how can we partner? How can we do, what you guys are doing? Can we fly over there? So Dave and I are just like, wow, even other CILs or independent living centers are saying, we're liking the things that you guys are doing. And is there some kind of way that you can help us? So we're really looking to, you want to duplicate what you have when it's good.
Yeah, just put something out there. D's on it. We got a trifecta of thanks at the end. So Ronnie Richardson. Oh, well, first Tracy Wells. I love you guys. Be safe and have a wonderful week. Tracy, same to you.
And
Keep the rolling. Shayna, we're going to
yes.
do our best. And then Ronnie Richardson.
Whoa.
The voice from Camelot. We used to be his neighbor. We're the ones who moved away, but God bless you, Dr. Kim and Mr. Dave. Happy New Year. Ronnie Richardson, I think he's going to be watching the Lions this weekend. So
I think so.
All right, folks.
We appreciate you, and we will see you next week. You don't know what you might get next week. It might be a little hodgepodge because we've got some great things on the horizon. So stay tuned.